like that. But literally 3 weeks later, we're watching a movie, and a homeless man dies, and his dog's trying to wake him up. And Kai said, "Why is he not looking after his dog?" And I says, "I think he's died." And he goes, "Well, why is his body still there?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is how children think." You would never imagine that children would think, "Well, why is that body still there?" So I explained the ceremony we have to say goodbye to the body, which is a funeral. And we never have anything like this when we were that age, 40 odd years ago, for me anyway. um, and now my aim for the charity is all completely for the charity. I don't take any of the profit from the book either. Um, the aim now is to get funding to bring that book into primary schools. It's already been used in some primary schools where they've lost a teacher to COVID, and to explain to the children why they're not going to see that teacher again. And it's been received so well that people are wanting it into schools now. And that's what we're trying to do, is gain funding to get it into primary schools. But fundamentally, what that will also do is change those decades of, or even centuries of taboo, where we've not been able to speak about bereavement, and we've, as a society, you kind of brush it under the carpet and try and avoid that conversation. Well, actually, that's really damaging for mental health. And mental health is it's a pandemic in itself right now. And it's starting to happen to children because they've lost family members through this pandemic. Some of them don't understand it, and that's why this book is there. Because if we could start with the younger generation now and break that taboo and make it a normal conversation to talk about the loss of a loved one and shed the tears of love. And it's okay for mummy and daddy to cry. That's just because they love that person that they can't see. And emotion is normal, and children don't have to be afraid from it. That is what's going to change society in the long run, because eventually, as generations come on, they'll be used to having that conversation, and we would have broke that cycle that's been long overdue, that needed to be broken. And I believe this book could actually do that.
See, the trouble is, the conversation needs to carry on and it needs to get out there, because
Yes.
a lot of people are not talking about it. I don't know if you know much about me, but I do a lot of, I'm an obesity campaigner and for children and I do quite a lot. I've done a lot of TV and been on loads of TV programs. And I know
Mm-hmm.
quite a lot of people. And the trouble is, and an ambassador for many other things. But the trouble is, though, what you've got to realise is that people who's had cot deaths or any other deaths with children concerned with, especially babies, it just gets forgotten about. It just gets put away
Yeah.
onto us. Sorry, you started me off now, but it gets.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah, I'm really passionate about it. And what happens is they put it on the shelf and they forget about it. And I wrote a letter to the government. They don't like me, by the way, because what it is, I lobby them all the time. I say that this has got to be done, this has got to be done,
Yeah.
and I want to get the story out there for people who kind of, who's dealing with cot death, who's dealing with other baby loss, about bereavement, but they don't like to talk about it. It's just
Mm.
like a taboo to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, when we lost Luke, and obviously it was something many people close to us never experienced either. And you almost take a good pregnancy for granted. I mean, I certainly did, because
Mm,
I was really well through my pregnancy with Luca. And one of our best closest friends, who's actually now a trustee for the charity, they didn't know what to say, but they came around with a dish, knowing that we're probably not eating and not in the mood to make anything, that's for sure. And they came around with a dish and they simply said, "We don't know what to say. we have no words. And we replied with, the fact that you're here showing your support says it all. And so I've written in my Angel Warrior book about the whole being able to talk about loss, is to say, if you have, it doesn't matter what kind of loss it is, child loss at any age is heartbreaking for those parents. And I mentioned that when Sarah Harding passed away recently, but for her parents, that's still their baby, even if she was 39. And a spouse losing their partner, those kind of things, we shouldn't be crossing the street to avoid the conversation. All we can do is give them a hug if they, want to accept a hug, given the times, and just say, I don't know what to say, but if you need anything, I'm here. That's all it takes, is for that person to know that you're thinking of them,
Yeah.
and that you can, that they can come to you if they need to. That's all it takes. It doesn't take a lot of words to say, have a conversation about loss. Just say that. I think, when Anne Diamond lost her baby to cot death, she did a fantastic campaign, because she was in the public eye and she had the resources to pull on to make it a campaign. Now, if I had somebody that I knew in the public eye that could help raise awareness and start making this a campaign about talking about loss, um, then I would be full on there and saying, "Come on, let's do this. We've got to do this." Just like Anne did, and
Yeah.
she changed everything for cot death.
Yeah.
The cot death rates went down phenomenally after her campaign, and that's what we need to do now, for baby loss, but also the campaign about talking about bereavement. And I put it in quotes because at the moment it is quotes, and it shouldn't be quotes. It
Well,
should be, that taboo should be broken.
well,
And in this
yeah.
modern day, we need to talk about that much more, in whatever way it may be.
Well, if you kind of like need any help sometime or anything, I'm here, and I will give you all my support or whatever you want. You want a trustee or what, Ambassador Sharon, I will help you. This is
Oh,
my
bless you.
compassion.
Thank you.
I'm a very compassionate person, and I
And
like
we
to
need
say,
compassionate people in the
yeah,
charity. So I may be taking you up on that.
yeah, please do. I will be more than pleased to do it. Honestly, I would be more pleased to do it because this is my compassion. I'm a Christian
Yeah.
person, and I believe that it's by talking to you at the moment, I'm dreading up with my tears because the trouble is, no, honestly, it is. I've got a big compassion, and that's why
Mm,
uh, it gets my goats, Sharon, when people kind of like put bereavement with children, with cocktails, everything to one side, and they
yeah.
never talk about it.
Yeah.
And it needs to be talked about. How can somebody recover from bereavement,
Mm,
such as cock death or any other loss,
yeah.
when they can't even share it or cannot talk to people about it?
Mm, mm. It's like, Stephen Lawrence's mom. She did not give up until those men were found guilty of killing her son. He's an older boy, you know, and it was talked about and it was campaigned for and it was done properly. And God love her. I mean, she is an absolute
Yeah,
godsend, and bless her heart. She did not give up. And I'm now at that point, like you. Why should we not be given a voice? We have Baby Loss Awareness Week starting tomorrow, which is every year from the 9th of October for 1 week. It's Baby Loss Awareness Week. But this month is also Black History Month. It's also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Those two things have been on TV. I've seen it on TV since the beginning
yeah.
of October. No mention at all of Baby Loss Awareness Week.
Do you know why I'm so compassionate? It's because what it is, I was coming back from holiday once. We were on holiday, and we were coming back, was going back down home, and going on the motorway, and a lorry, an Esso lorry, right, went right
Hmm.
into the back side of our car. Our car turned over, and what happened was my wife was pregnant,
Oh gosh,
and
Steve.
what happened was they managed to save the baby, but she died,
Oh gosh.
right? And in the next door, there was a baby who was in a cot and that died, and I saw like um, a bag where they actually put the baby in,
Oh gosh.
and it really got to me. So it's just kind of like it's in my heart, and it really makes me go,
Oh gosh, yeah, totally.
yeah,
Oh gosh, I'm crying for you as well.
yeah,
It's horrific what happens at baby loss. I mean, gosh, tens of years ago, mothers didn't get to see their babies, um, and we've come on a long way from that. But we should have come on that's going back to the 1950s.
mm,
Um, 70 years, and we still haven't changed enough
I
to
know,
say that I've for the last 3 years I've opened up about Luke and my loss, and and the reason for doing that is because somehow we have to normalize it, and by last year on Baby Loss Awareness Week, and I'm doing the same this year, and I know you're going to put this podcast out for Baby Loss Awareness Week as well. Um, I did a post every single day on all social media, which was LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And I had women open up about their baby loss from 40 years ago, and they'd never spoken of it.
mm,
Because I was openly talking about Luca and the fact that it's a subject that shouldn't be a taboo.
mm,
Mothers, all fathers, should not have to zip their mouth and not talk about their baby that existed,
mm,
their child. Somebody that's, when you have a family photo, you feel there's a missing part of that
yeah,
family photo where they should be. And I feel it every time we have a family photo that we should have two boys in our family photo. And by doing that, and then other women came towards me and approached me with private messages, and I put them in contact with other charities that I work with for support, so bereavement support. I'm not a counsellor, so I can't do that, but I can put them in touch with others. And one woman, about 2.5 weeks or so later, sent me another personal message to say, "Thank you so much for talking openly. You gave me permission to open up to you and put me in touch with this charity, and it's changed my life." And she had lost her baby 3 years prior. And to do that for somebody, it's just so heartwarming that I can't even explain it as how. That's why it's a non-profit charity, because money for me is going to do nothing. It needs to go to the cause. It needs to
mm,
do what we're doing. But those heartfelt messages is why I do it. Because if I've changed somebody else's life and I've given another woman the permission to talk about her baby that she lost, then that's already achieving what I'm setting
mm.
out to do.
And that's what we do on here. We kind of like we help people on here. We got counselors on here because we like to talk about life. We like to talk about the now, and get people kind of like try to help them. And I can't remember now. We've done we got about 4,000 listeners, I think.
Wow.
And we help we put people into rehabs. We help with mental health. We talk about it, and it's really kind of like it's really getting bigger now. The thing
Yeah.
is, what I'm going to ask you before we go is this: that when mums come to you and they kind of like say, look, I need help and I need support.
Mhm.
What advice do you give them? Do you send them off to somebody else, or does your foundation have the support there to give them?
Yeah, so initially I will have a conversation as an angel warrior to another angel warrior. That's the name I've given to us bereaved parents, by the way. We're
Yeah,
angel warriors because our angels are in the sky and we have to warrior on down here for the rest of our lives until we, in our old age, God willing, then go up, have our place in heaven, hopefully. I'm a good, I think I'm a good Christian person myself. So hopefully I could get to those pearly gates one day and I'll get to meet Luca again.
I'm sure you will.
So I talk to them about our mutual loss, and they'll say I felt like this and I felt like that, and I'll say so did I. That's completely normal. I found out from speaking to other moms that that is normal. So I'll have that conversation with them first, and then I'll say, what area of are you particularly um, struggling with? So, for example, one lady was from an ethnic community, and they very much kind of dismissed the baby because they didn't see the baby. But for her, obviously, having a husband, it was their child, and and everyone was getting on with normal life literally days after, and um, and she found it hard because they expected the same of her. And so one of the charities that I affiliate with is aimed towards the ethnic community because they deal with it very, very differently. Now, I can't say Caucasian or white or other backgrounds deal with it fantastic at all, but the Asian community are particularly probably a bit worse. So I put her in touch with the right support group for her, and she just loved it. She says this is now exactly what she needed, and she can continue now and feel like, hold on a minute, I don't have to listen to you. I can talk about my baby if I want to. I could put her, I think it was a girl. I could put her pictures up, um, and I said, do it. I said, do it, because the more you take a stance to say, I'm not shutting up, you
Mm-hmm.
can't make me be quiet about my baby that existed and is not here anymore, because that person, I mean, like, goodness sakes, we have a death certificate for our baby. That means our baby existed. It's, you know, people cannot continue dismissing loss as it is at the moment. And but I mean, bless her heart, she's in a much better place than she was a year ago.
Mm. So if okay, what I want to do is get you on some other time and talk about your book, because that is really good book to read. I think I'm on page 7 at the moment. I think, can't remember what it is. Yeah,
Oh
7.
yeah.
And it's yeah. Every time I try to talk about it, I just get a bit wound up. But you won't believe that a man would kind of like sit in front of me and kind of like half in tears, would you? But I do.
No, because I think it's a good, healthy thing that you are.
Yeah, yeah,
Because,
yeah.
oh gosh, you know what? Um, I know my husband grieves still. He's not as open. He's a lot more introvert than I am, and I used to be until I had that breakdown 3 years ago. And I thought, you know what? No more. I'm not sitting back anymore. I'm going to talk about Luca all the time. I'm going to make sure I'm known as Sharon Luca because it gives me a little dance in my little brain. Um, every time I hear somebody call me Sharon Luca, and I say, "Yeah, that's my son's name." So I was just like feel I I'm so much stronger, and I just want more fathers to come forward as well and
Yeah.
understand it from a father's point of view. I mean, I've written this book very much from my point of view, and I can't talk for my husband, but I do know he's not grieved as well as I have.
Yeah, yeah. Men, the trouble is with men, though, is I talk a lot. We have a bereavement. We have a bereavement person on here, and what she does, see what we usually do. We have guests who comes on, like yourself, but we have like our weekly guests. They come on all the time, all right?
Hmm.
And we've got a guest who comes on who deals with bereavement. One of our weekly guests, and what she says is this: that how can you help other people until you've been through the bereavement yourself? You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And she's
yeah,
entirely right. And the trouble with men is they tend to hide their feelings away,
yeah.
okay? And they don't
Very
want
true.
to kind of, and they want to support their partners, and they want to be strong. And the trouble is, we think we go around kind of like, oh yes, we're the tough guy and all that lot, and we are definitely not. We have got feelings.
Oh gosh, yeah, totally. And you know what? One of the things our bereavement wife said to us at the hospital is, don't be surprised. Like when my husband went back to work, that people will ask how your wife is, not how you are, because the people generally associate a lot
Babies
more
with their mums,
with
yeah.
the mum. Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
And that is exactly what happened. And when he came home the first day off going back to work, I think about 7 weeks after Luca passed away, and he said, so many people came up to me to ask how you are. I said, did anyone ask how you were? And he said, no, everyone asked how you were. And he says, oh, I don't mind that because you're the one who's gone through the physical growing him and then giving birth to him and going through all of that pain and as well, and then having to heal afterwards. I says, yeah, but you're still his dad. You still wanted him and loved him as much as I did.
Us dads get left out sometimes because, you know, the you know, our wives or partners and stuff. What they usually do, they have the baby and everything. Then the baby comes around, and then it's like only time we get used, is to change a nappy or wake up during the night and feeding with a bottle.
Yeah, yeah.
And most of the other times we're not. We're just put away to one side and the yeah, but yeah, where I belong. Yeah, my wife just said,
Oh,
but
bless.
we put us in one side and just kind of like left there and thinking, right, okay, when you're needed, I will call upon you.
Oh. You know what? It's a strange thing because my husband would wash the bottles and he'd be there whilst I was changing Kai when we
Yeah,
had
yeah,
Kai,
yeah,
and he'd wash his clothes and all those types of things. And but he did, because Kai was smaller. He was like 5 pound 4.
all right.
So, and I wasn't a big baby, you see, nor was my husband. So that kind of birth weight for a child of ours was going to be normal to us. And and he just felt like he's too fragile, and it took him, I think, about 3 months before he actually changed his nappy and fed him by bowl. But he would always get up, he'd always get the bottle ready, and so that was he felt like he was doing his part by warming up the milk, that kind of thing. So I'd be feeding Kai myself on the breast and then top him up with a bottle because
Yeah,
he wasn't getting enough from me. So he got his feel of being with him and being part of
yeah,
the
yeah,
routine by doing those things, really.
yeah. I loved it. I love it. I loved it. But the
Yeah.
trouble is now my children have grown older and everything.
It's a whole different story now, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? It's all different story. You think you want to get rid of them now, don't you? You think, oh well, I've had enough. Go. I don't care if you have to go out the cat flap. Just go.
I know
No,
my Kai's 8 now, going on 18. That's where they grow far quicker than they used
oh
to.
no, oh no. Where can people get your book to, and tell us all the information where we can people can contact or donate or whatever.
Yeah, so go to our charity website is www.theluca Foundation, and Luca is Luca, so it's the Luca Foundation, all one word, .org.uk. So www.thelucafoundation.org.uk. That's where you can purchase the children's book about explaining bereavement to children, and donate as well if you wish. But obviously buying a book is a donation too, because that obviously goes to the charity. The Angel Warrior book is available on LK Eco Style. So LK, naturally, you probably figured out, is Luca and Kai, their initials. LKEcoStyle.com. And I've got an Angel Warrior section under the charity. So I've got Angel Warrior clothing as well.
Yeah,
And
I want to talk to you about that as well on the next time if I can.
oh yes, definitely. I'll wear mine.
About the clothing, and then about the and about your book, especially because yeah, I'm enjoying your book at the moment. That's really good.
Oh, bless you. Thank you. Did you get it from Amazon?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, leave me a review, Steve, please. It helps more people see it.
Oh, you can. I'll tell you what. I do that, and you can buy my book in December when my book comes out.
Awesome. Yay. Definitely. I'll be doing that for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
The
So
book
yeah,
is also available on LK Eco Style with the clothing range, because 10%, when it's bought from LK Eco Style, 10% goes back to the Luca Foundation
definitely.
on the book and the clothing.
Okay, and give pick up the other book you had.
So yeah, Why Did Grandad Die? So that's available
Yeah,
on our charity website.
yeah.
And that's the luccafoundation.org.uk.
Brilliant, brilliant. A couple of questions here, and I'll let you go.
Okay.
Jennifer said, "I, Steve, you're a bit of a soft character, aren't you?" Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Lisa wants to know. I lost my child 3 years ago. I'm so sorry, so sorry.
oh,
See my baby, my baby. Oh God, sorry. I'm just finding it difficult to read. Sorry.
that's okay.
Um, yeah. My baby died. Um, since I gave birth to her, and I'm feeling really, really down at this moment in time. Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
gosh.
okay. Can somebody, one of my counsellors, speak to this this lady, please?
Yes, definitely. They can contact me during through the website, the luccafoundation.org.uk. We have send us a message page in there, which
Yeah,
emails
yeah.
through to us, or they email me direct at info@thelucafoundation.org.uk.
There you go. There you go. I was just asking one of my staff to kind of like sort it out too, so I got counsellors here too. So if you can pick that up, then um, you know, recommend Sharon's charity. That would be good.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I'm sorry for
And
your loss as well.
okay, okay. I'm sorry about that. I can't read your message at the moment because I'm a bit thingy, and I
Emotional.
need to calm down a bit. Thank you very much, Sharon, for your time.
You're most welcome. Thank you for having me.
And it's really really good. I want to get you next time about talk about your book and talk about your clothing range. That would be interesting about your clothing range. You
Yeah,
know,
definitely. That'd be lovely to do.
yeah. I'll get Michelle to contact you, my wife. And in the meantime, if I can do or help you in any way, please contact me.
I most definitely will, Steve. Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
You will.
100%. All
Okay,
right,
guys.
lovely.
Thank you very much. Bye bye for
Thanks.
now. Bye.
Bye.